everybody. Welcome back to my channel and happy December. We are in full holiday mode. We've already had Thanksgiving, Christmas. Excuse me. Christmas is coming up faster than you think. And we're going to talk about some books. Today we are going to talk about the books that I read in November. I am trying to get the mic closer to me because I know that it's really hard to hear me sometimes, even though I have a mic. So I'm trying to find ways to get it closer to me. So let me know, excuse me, if this helps. I had a cold on Thanksgiving week. Oh, it was the worst, but I'm getting over it now, thankfully. Hopefully I will be all better by Christmas. And I'm excited to talk to you about what I read in November, because as you know, the past few months I have had some really slow reading months, but in November I read 6 books. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about those books. So let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I finished in November was Sense and Suitability by Basham. Excuse me. I gave this book 5 stars, as I do for most of Basham's books because she's awesome. This book is her first full Regency book. She has done historicals in the past. I mean, she has her Appalachian series, and she's done Dual Timeline in the past. But this is her first Regency romance, and it was really good. It's about a girl named Emmeline, and she's had some failed seasons. She hasn't found a fiance yet, and she's got a little bit of a tarnished reputation because she was supposed to get engaged to this guy, Simon, but he kind of left her alone on the night he was supposed to propose and didn't propose, and the rumors got out, and so she's got a little bit of a tarnished reputation. And now he is back in town, and he is a lord now. Because of the death of his uncle, he's become a lord, which he never thought that he would, and he needs to find a good wife with money to save his estate, and she's going to help him do that, which, if you know Basham, you know there are a bunch of antics in this book. It's just so fun. But it also has deeper themes that are so good. I would definitely recommend it. I gave it 5 stars. The next one that I read was a nonfiction called God-Given Dreams by Nancy Gavilanes. Hopefully you said that right. I gave this one 4 stars. It was interesting. Like I said, it's nonfiction. And it's basically about living the life that the Lord has created you to live and living out his purpose for you. She broke it down into what she calls the 6 C's of transformation, which is created, called, chosen, conformed, clothed, and commissioned. And so I thought that was really creative to break it down into these 6 C's. Yeah, it was really good. I think that we all have a purpose that the Lord has given us. He has a plan for all of our lives, and it's important for us as Christ followers to be led in his plan and to follow his purpose for our life. And so I thought the message was really good. I didn't think it was anything to me that was like astoundingly impactful in a way that I had never thought of it like that before. And so it was really good, but it just didn't necessarily feel like any new kind of breakthrough to me, which is fine, because sometimes you need that like foundational stuff just repeated to you. You know, we're always looking for like the next brightest theological breakthrough, and sometimes we just need the core things repeated to us once again. So in that way, it was really good, and I gave it 4 stars. The next book that I read was The House at the End of the Moor by Griep. This was a I think this was a reader poll pick. So you guys picked this one for me to read, The House at the End of the Moor. Sorry, I just got confused for a second because I'm already reading the next reader poll picks already, and usually I have a couple months in between them, but I guess this one was technically supposed to be in October, and I just didn't get to it till November, which is why I'm reading one in November and December. But anyway, this was the reader poll pick. You guys picked it for me. This was my first Michelle Griep novel, and it's about Maggie Lee, who she was an opera singer, but her life kind of becomes threatened, and so she runs off, and she's living on the moors of Dartmoor, kind of in hiding in a way, but she finds a beat up and ill man near her house one day, and she brings him home to help him recover. His name is Oliver, and he was in prison. He was wrongly convicted and put in prison, and he has escaped from prison, and so she's basically harboring a fugitive now, but together they're going to figure out who's trying to harm them and who framed him and kind of get their lives back. I will say that Michelle Griep, at least as far as this book goes, knows how to write a villain. There are kind of two main villains in this book, and they both, sent skitters down my spine. I mean, she knows how to write a villain. I gave this one 4 stars. I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. It didn't knock my socks off, but it was good. And yeah, she'll write a villain that will stick with you. I'll let you know that. It was creepy, man. So yeah. The next book that I read was a reread, which was A Gentleman's Spy by Erica Vetsch, because in October I read A Scheming in Parliament, and I just really wanted to reread Marcus Haverly's story. So I did, which it was 5 stars because I love this book, but I don't really have anything new to say about it that I haven't said before because it is a reread for me, but I will always recommend it. Love this book, love this whole series. I love Erica Vetsch. Excuse me. Who is texting me? Oh, okay. The 5th book that I read was another nonfiction, and this is Wired for Healing by Annie Hopper. Annie Hopper designed the treatment program that I do for my chronic illness, which is DNRS, although I've been very bad the last few months and I haven't been doing it, and I need to get back to doing it because it actually is very helpful for me. But anyway, so this is her book, which she talks about the research behind DNRS and shares stories of patients who have done it and all of that. And it's very, very good. But it took me, I think, about 4 months to finish this book because it's a lot. It's very in-depth, and my brain just couldn't handle too much at a time. So it took me about 4 months to finish the book. So the day that I finished this book in November was literally like a celebration for me. I was like, I finished it! It was really good. But I gave it 5 stars because it's an excellent book, especially for those dealing with limbic system impairment, chronic illnesses like I have. It's very informative and it's very helpful, and it's filled with a lot of hope because sometimes, you know, the doctors don't really know what they're doing with you, and so reading other people's stories and how they have recovered and how you have hope for recovery is really, really good. So that's what I'll say about that. And then the final book that I read in November was actually for my next reader poll. So my reader poll for December, 2 books won, which was Christmas in the Alps and The Christmas Book Flood. They tied. And so I read Christmas in the Alps by Melody Carlson. I actually read it on the last day of November. I thought it would be a December read, but I ended up finishing it in one day because it's only like 160 pages. It's really short. It's a novella. So yeah, it's technically a November read, even though it's like my December poll pick. But my other poll pick will be read in December, so it's fine. So that's funny because like my October poll pick I read in November, and one of my December poll picks I read in November. So anyway, just a little aside there. Christmas in the Alps. I gave it 4 stars. It's a very cute little Christmas novella. It's very Hallmarky, which I enjoy Hallmark movies. I enjoy Hallmark movies, but I think it can be said that those kind of movies and novels, they lack a certain level of depth that other novels may have. And so I gave it 4 stars because it was cute, but it kind of lacked, you know, some character development and plot development. It takes place in the Alps of France, and this girl, she goes over there. It's actually quite an interesting mystery. She goes over there based on a letter that her grandmother sent her before she died. And that was interesting. She meets her grandmother's family that she's never known before. That's really interesting. My biggest kind of gripe was just at the pace that it moved, because like things happen faster in books. We know that things happen faster in books, and you kind of suspend your disbelief on the progression of relationships a little bit because of how fast they happen. But I felt like this one this one happens so fast. Like, she's on a flight and she sits next to this guy, and she has this major phobia of flying. And so she sits next to this guy, and he's kind of calming her down a little bit and helping her through this flight. And she actually sleeps for a lot of the flight. So they're only talking for maybe like 2 or 3, 4 hours tops she spends with this guy. And then they go their separate ways, but he like takes her number or whatever, and then he doesn't call. And she's like so depressed that he doesn't call. She's like, I just miss him so much. Like, we really, you know, connected and all this stuff. And all I could think was, you know, you knew him for 4 hours. Like, it was 4 hours. Like, you need to calm down. So my practical side kind of came out a little too much in this book, and I just couldn't get past the fact that she was like so obsessed with him after like less than a day. And he does come back later in the book, and obviously they have their romance, and they spend more time together, so it gets a little better. But I don't know, it really bothered me that like she was like half in love with him after like 4 hours, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't suspend my disbelief this much for this short of a timeline. But I did give it 4 stars, because if you're just looking for a fun Christmas Hallmarky kind of story, then it's good. If you're looking for like really in-depth kind of romance and character development, no. But just for like a fun Christmas read, I was like, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was cute. 4 stars. I'll give it 4 stars. So yeah, it's good. It's cute. It's cute. And that is all 6 books that I read in November. So that's fun. I'm already working my way through December. I've already finished a book for December, and I'm on the next one. So I think December will be pretty good. December will have quite a few videos for you guys, because I'll have my top 10 books of the year, which I'm actually struggling with right now. So I have my reading journal, and typically when a book is so good that I know it's gonna make it into the top, I give it a little underline or a circle. And usually I have like at least 8 or 9 books that I know are gonna be in the top 10. So then I have to go back through and I have to pick like the 10th or the 9th and 10th, you know, because I have like several, like I usually have at least 8 books circled that will be in the top 10. This year, I have 3 books circled. And so I'm gonna have to go through my reading journal to pick out the other 7 books for my top 10 list. Like, I don't know what it was this year, but I guess I just didn't have that many books that I just knew were gonna be in the top 10, you know? But anyway, so I'm just as excited as you guys to find out what my top 10 will be, because I have to go back through my list. So yeah, I'll have that. I'm also thinking of doing like a top covers of 2025. I think that'll be fun. I had this idea like way back at the beginning of the year, and I started a note in my phone of covers that I liked. And then I saw like Paperbacks and Ponytails just did a video just like that. And I was like, oh, great minds think alike. I think I'm going to do that too, because I have this note in my phone from like March of covers that I loved in 2025. But yeah, so I'll probably do that. Like favorite covers of 2025. I'll do my top 10 of 2025. I'll do a reading goal wrap up video. And then I'll do a video for my 2026 reading goals. So yeah. Including this video, I've got like 4 videos planned for December. So it's going to be a busy month for videos, especially because I'm going to have to get most of these done before the holiday, you know, except for my top 10, because I have to give December a chance to give me some good books. But so it'll be towards the end of December that I do my top 10, and it'll be towards the end of December that I do my reading wrap up, because I want to make sure to get my December books in. But yeah, so you'll be seeing a lot more of my face this month. I hope I don't tire you guys out. But thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you can hear me a little better with my mic a little closer. And let me know what you guys read in November. And I'm excited to see you later on this month.